Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a State of the Union address when it comes to core tackle. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me how it's been going. Uh, because I haven't done quite as many videos on it recently, we did just release the weedless wacky shot, which has been very well received. Everyone seems to be liking it quite a bit. Retailers are getting them now, so you should have them at your local shop if they decided to carry it, I guess. But overall, we're really excited for that. It's a product that myself and Johnny field tested all summer long. We caught a ton of fish on it. Very, very pleased with it. It's got a laser sharp trocar hook in it. We've got an oversized custom made hitchhiker. The bait just has a lot of benefits. You can go check out the video that I released a little while ago on it if you want to see more about the core tackle weedless wacky shot that's come out. But because I did that video, I actually had a lot of people reach out to me asking me like what our direction is as core tackle. What are we, do we have new stuff coming? Are we happy with where we're at? Kind of they want an update on core tackle. And I kind of feel like I owe it to you guys because the YouTube family is really what helped launch core tackle. We started with the hover rig, and that was just something that Johnny Schultz and I did with the idea that maybe we'd sell a few to make a few dollars and really recover the cost of making it for ourselves, because that was a product that we were using quite a bit. And we felt like, yeah, we might be able to sell a few and recover the costs and maybe make a few dollars on the side. But we never had intention of creating the brand core tackle. Now, I say that because that wasn't really what we had discussed at the time, but what we quickly realized was that there was a need for some new product that was just a little bit different. And, we have so many ideas that we would love to continue to bring it to you. And it's the support that we got from the YouTube world and the angling community that has allowed us to continue to make new products. And I got to tell you guys, we have a whole bunch of new products that are in the hopper. I mean, we've got I'm going to say roughly 6 products that we would love to come out with. The problem is it's expensive to come out with new product. And, as much as Johnny and I have really put into this, it has not necessarily been a money making endeavor for us. And I say that because in order to grow the brand, we've had to basically put everything we make into one of two things: either adding to our inventory, because as you come out with new products, you need to build your inventory if you want to grow. And so we've put a ton of the funds back in inventory. And then the other thing is, as you grow, you have to pay a lot of tax. So it feels like every dollar we've made have either gone into adding to inventory, because if you grow your product SKUs, you need to have inventory of each of those, and then the rest of the money that's been left over, it feels like it's basically gone in the taxes. So core tackle has done great. It is, I mean, like I said, we never had expectations. We've been doing it for a few years now. And this year alone, we passed the $1 million mark in sales in quarter 3 for the year. So that was a huge milestone for us. And it's just one of those things, you hear those numbers and you're like, man, you should be making a pile of money. And it's like, we're not actually making any money because it's all going to taxes and inventory and trying to build the company core tackle, which honestly, I think that because Johnny and I didn't necessarily start this with the idea that this would be something we would be funding ourselves with, I think that's actually been really good for us, because we haven't counted on those funds to pay our bills at home. Those funds have gone right back into growing the company. And I think that's what allowed us to get to this point where we feel like we have really done well. We're in Dick's Sporting Goods stores, we're in Academy Sports, we're in Bass Pro Shop. We've got all the major online retailers that are carrying us. We've got retailers across the country, from small mom and pop tackle shops, up to the big chains. So we've done really good at establishing those relationships. We've got retailers carrying us overseas now. So we're really getting the brand out there, which has been fantastic for us, and we've seen the growth that has just exceeded all of our expectations, because we didn't really have any expectations. Now, all of this growth has been great, except we still feel very limited with respect to what we can come out with just based on cash flow. So, like I said, we have a bunch of new products that we're really excited to come out with. That we've got some of them are ready to just be put into production. They're fully prototyped, fully used, and approved by myself and Johnny and some of the other guys that we have shared some of this stuff with. Other ones are final products in terms we know we want to come out with it, but we're just tweaking little things here or there that really are not going to affect the bait or the presentation, but they might be more of a look standpoint or something that we can do to maybe help allow the production process be a little bit easier. But that's something else that we really have had to juggle with. We're not necessarily the company that has everything at our exposure. I mean, it really is just myself and Johnny, and we've got some other people that help us do various things. But we've set it up in a manner where we're not necessarily hands-on in terms of shipping and all that. We have a fulfillment center that has all of the inventory, so when orders come in, that's where it goes out of. We make we work with a lot of partners that are bigger companies in the industry, and because we're kind of small fish, we don't necessarily have maybe the same pull to negotiate better prices. So, I know if we were a streamlined, legit company, we could probably be making significantly better margins to the point where we probably could actually take a salary for both of us. Um, but that has to do with how we're set up. Neither of us, we're not a full-time business, so we don't have the manpower to be able to uh, really try to save a couple cents here, a couple cents there, a couple cents here, which adds up over a lot of time when you're talking about the production of all these baits. So if you could save a few cents per hook, and there's a couple hooks per pack, that actually adds up pretty quick in terms of how much additional money you can be making. So from that standpoint, it is something that I know we could do better with. And this is one of those things that I think we uh, I don't know that struggle with, but it's things that we definitely are cognizant of in terms of like, should we be trying to go out and find investors? Should we be trying to go out and create partnerships with bigger companies that have all of that at their exposure, which actually would allow us the freedom and the capability to make this other product while having the funds accessible in order to do that. Uh, and that's something that, again, we haven't really ever thought we would need, because we never really thought we'd be at the point where we are right now, where we've gotten grown to the point where it almost feels like we need to really think about, if we're going to keep going in this direction, we need to hire employees, or find investors, or I don't know what the future looks like necessarily for Core Tackle. We definitely want to see some of these ideas come out with, because you guys out there have been so receptive and at the same time supportive, just to want to help us grow and see what we can make with this. We feel like we are doing innovative things. We don't have any interest in just coming out with something that's already been done. Our I guess motto is to try to create products that are either innovative or corrective in terms of fixing problems that we saw in the past. And we've got several things that we believe are patentable. We do have patent pendings on the hover rig for utility and design. We got several other products that we have some time to wait before we file for the patents if we think we want to go that route. And some of the things that we've got in the hopper, I feel extremely confident are patentable as well. But that's a whole nother thing. The patent process is so expensive to go after. It's so time consuming that it's one of those things where, even though we're patent pending, we're seeing a lot of knockoffs from companies that are coming out as well. And it's just one of those things where I don't know that we have the resources to do a whole lot with them, but I do think there's a lot of value in going after that. So from that standpoint, there is just a lot of so much opportunity for us. We're just, man, I want to fire on all of these different products, but the reality is we can't do it. We don't have the funds accessible to do that. And that's frustrating. But at the same time, I also think that's one of the things that's allowed us to grow really well is we've been really structured in how we've gone about in terms of releasing products with the idea that, one product comes out, if that product does well, that can fund the next product. If that product does well, that can fund the next product. And I think we limit a lot of the risk on our plate instead of coming out with, say, 5 products at once and find out they just didn't do well, or for whatever reason, uh, the angling community was not receptive to them. So, like, if you do that and it doesn't go well, you could have just shot yourself completely in the foot versus doing one product at a time. So we've got a lot of stuff that we feel like is going to be really good. So hopefully for 2025, what you're going to see is the rollout of a bunch of new products. Like I said, we've got the Weedless Wacky, which just came out in December, and then we've got hopefully you'll see one product a month or one product every other month, somewhere in there. It's just a matter of how everything else goes to progress it. But it's been so interesting to me to be able to be on the business side of things with core tackle, whereas in the past it was always angling based, like always. You had I always got to see kind of the second half of the whole process, right? Like a company would produce it and then they go to the anglers to help promote it. In this case, I get to do what I really enjoy, which has always been the more of the tinkering and idea side of things and trying to come out with the product. So now I get to dive into understanding what goes into making those baits, why you can do some things and you can't do other things, why some things are so expensive. And it's like you always hear, as an angler, you hear anglers saying, I want this or I want that. And the reality is it may not even be possible, or if it is possible, it's just so expensive you'd be paying insane amounts of money for a single bait. So from that standpoint, it just gives me a much better understanding of um, the tackle industry, and that to me is really interesting. I've always been kind of a business guy, so to be able to do this has been fun. We're just at the point now where it's like, man, we we didn't expect to have what we have, and we just want to make sure we can continue to steer core tackle in the right direction while managing the other things that we've got going on. So I just wanted to give you guys the update because I've had so many of you guys ask me about it. I haven't really given an update on core tackle itself as a business. We've been so busy just trying to do the business side of things that we really just haven't said a whole lot online about it. But hopefully this satisfies some of you out there. I just want to say thanks again because the YouTube community and the angling community has been so receptive to it, and I think you appreciate, that we are trying to come out with new, fresh products, and that there is a need for innovation at this point. Otherwise, guys, I just want to say, happy holidays, happy New Year. Let's make 2025 a great year. Go out there, concentrate on the positives, concentrate on catching fish and having a good time, and letting fishing be what it's supposed to be, which is just something that is something that we all love and that brings happiness to our faces. So once again, thanks for all your support. Stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow.